Took the day off yesterday, obviously. I know you guys noticed. I got a lot of things done around the house that I've just been putting off for a while now. The pool guy was actually supposed to come over yesterday at some point to fix the leak in my liner. Of course, he didn't show up. And by the way, if the thought ever crosses your mind that it is a good idea for you to own a pool, if someone ever tries to convince you that you, not them, you should have a pool, if you don't ever believe anything I say, do yourself a favor and believe me when I say this. It is a lot of work to own a pool. Pools and boats are similar in the fact that it's always better when someone else owns them and you don't have to deal with it. You get to have all the fun with it while the owner deals with all the maintenance. The thing about a boat, though, you can sell a boat. Once you have a pool, it's yours. Sure, you can pay $10,000, $15,000 to get it filled in with dirt, but for a lot of people like me, it's extremely difficult to get the dump truck in the backyard. It is expensive to get rid of a pool. It's expensive to maintain one. I actually have a love-hate relationship with my pool. It really does make it worth it when people I care about get to enjoy it. At least then, all the work, all the money, at least it serves a purpose at that point. But every time I have to spend hundreds of dollars on chemicals or fixing a liner or fixing equipment, the hate resurfaces. Speaking of hate, we were treated yesterday to another form of mythical hatred. I was fixing the leaking toilet in my master bathroom yesterday. I opened up one of my drawers to grab a pair of pliers, and I noticed my Magic Woke 8 ball. I knew I wasn't going to be able to get a video uploaded yesterday, but I shook the Magic Woke 8 ball to see what area of wokeness that I would be talking about today. And I'll be damned if I didn't land on the same thing it did on Friday. Oh, it's the mythical R word. The term that immediately excites social justice warriors across America. The word that inspires specials on ESPN. When they don't have a specific incident to center the special around, they'll just make one up like they did with Bubba Wallace. The news wire was on fire last night after what happened at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. This one checked all the woke boxes. Evil white man, check. Black man, check. Sport that discriminated against black people over 50 years ago, check. Situation that we can spin into modern day racism, check. The celebration in Bristol last night went into the wee hours of the morning. It was woke hugs all around. Stephen A. Smith, he even joined the celebration via Zoom from Miami and gave Max Kellerman a socially distanced virtual woke hug. There was what the media is describing a bench-clearing brawl in the Bronx yesterday afternoon. And by bench-clearing brawl, it was a bunch of baseball players pretending to want to fight each other with everyone afraid to throw a punch. It wasn't caused by a hit by pitch. It wasn't caused by a brutal play at home plate. The reason things got heated, Josh Donaldson called Tim Anderson a name. Oh no, triggered feelings all around. The woke alarm is on overload. We must all practice fake outrage at this violation of the first woke commandment. Those of you that have been following me a while, you are well versed in the first woke commandment. Thou shalt not commit racism. The difference between the woke commandments and the 10 commandments, the woke commandments are always changing. You could be in violation and not even know it. Matter of fact, if one virgin on Twitter is triggered by something you say, you're in violation of the commandments. All it takes is one. Josh Donaldson, he offended more than Tim Anderson yesterday afternoon. He exposed the entire roster of the Chicago White Sox as being weak-ass beta males. Tim Anderson, he has some recent history of being easily triggered. Back on May 13th, Josh Donaldson hurt his feelings by tagging him too hard. He hit me too hard with his glove on that tag. It hurt. It could have caused a bobo, also known as Bomani Jones, whose face looks like a gigantic bruise. Social justice warriors called it the racist tag, because an evil white man tagged out a black man in a baseball game. The racist tag is now on sale at Target, which has become the go-to place for grown men looking for their next victim. Have you guys seen what Target is now selling? Have you seen this? Check this shit out. This is in the children's section at Target. Beyond the Gender Binary, an exciting story about how a young Leah Thomas taught her first grade class how to use proper pronouns. Tony Russa, he's obviously an avid reader of Beyond the Gender Binary because he traded in his fucking man card yesterday to become another non-binary victim of trigger words. Tony Russa, who is now going by it pronouns, he used his post-game media scrum yesterday to come to the defense of Tim Anderson, the latest victim of mythical racism. What did Josh Donaldson say that made Tim Anderson more emotional than a prepubescent 9-year-old? Josh Donaldson called Tim Anderson Jackie. Oh, ouch, ouch, that hurts. How dare you call me Jackie? That woke honor should only be reserved for the one true Jackie left in this world, Jackie Mahomes. In case you didn't know, calling a black man Jackie is now considered racist. Yeah, I actually have the memo right here in my email inbox. As of May 21st, 2022, any white man who calls a black man Jackie is in direct violation of the first commandments. What if his name is Jackie? In that instance, the white man shall call him Jack or ma'am, rules subject to change. During an interview with Sports Illustrated in 2019, which, by the way, the article on ESPN conveniently leaves this little part out of the story. Oh, ESPN made sure to point out that Josh Donaldson, who is white, called Tim Anderson, who is black, Jackie. They made sure to point out the race of each player, but ESPN conveniently left this next part out. During an interview with Sports Illustrated in 2019, Tim Anderson said he felt like the modern-day Jackie Robinson. The modern-day Jackie Robinson? Someone please explain to me, in his 7-year career in Major League Baseball, someone please tell me how Tim Anderson has endured the same level of racism that Jackie Robinson did. Please explain that one to me. If anything should incite outrage, that statement should. Comparing your situation to Jackie Robinson? Tim Anderson said he compared himself to Jackie Robinson because Jackie Robinson changed the game of baseball, and he is too. Jackie Robinson broke color barriers. Jackie Robinson opened the door for other black players. Jackie Robinson built a legacy. He had a lasting impact. Tim Anderson is irrelevant. Before today, how many of you had even heard of Tim Anderson? If someone on the street came up to you and said, "Tell me about Tim Anderson," some of you would probably say, "Hey, that's that guy from Tool Time from the 90s. If anything, Tim Anderson should be honored that Josh Donaldson calls him Jackie. Wouldn't that be a term of endearment? Jackie Robinson was a great man. I'm struggling to comprehend how being called Jackie could be misconstrued as insulting, disrespectful. Come to find out, Josh Donaldson's been calling Tim Anderson Jackie since that interview in 2019. 3 years he's called him Jackie, and now it's suddenly offensive, it's suddenly racist. That is the logic, according to Tony Russa. Check out what he said after the game yesterday.
Nothing to say about that, Tony.
Well, who are you with?
You work for Ledger?
Yeah, well, I mean, I talked to the Chicago press because I don't. He made a racist comment, Donaldson, and that's all I'm going to say.
That's pretty strong.
That's as strong as it gets.
That's as strong as it gets. These people never surprise me with their level of sheer incompetence. And these shitfucks in the mainstream media, I swear to God, the mainstream media is absolutely useless. Have you ever watched the daily press conferences at the White House? I don't know who the current White House press secretary is. It used to be Little Red Riding Hood, Jen. Now it's some other woman who first day on the job proudly claimed that she was the first black, lesbian, oak tree worshiping White House press secretary. Oh, another first. Another cause for an endless round of woke hugs and butt bongo. Go grab the cucumber. During the press conferences at the White House, the only member of the mainstream media who asks real questions is Peter Doocy from Fox News. The rest of the useless fucks in the media, they either assume the position of thumb in the ass or ask questions like, what time does Grandpa Joe go to bed at night? What is his favorite flavor of ice cream? How do Joe and Kamala communicate when neither has the ability to speak coherently? The media is useless, but when it comes to a story like this, when it comes to a story of mythical racism, they are on the job. You just saw him push Tony La Russa to comment more about what happened. He initially took the bait, then shut his mouth. But watch Tim Anderson. Tim Anderson took off his White Sox hat and put on his nice woke hat. He keeps calling the comment disrespectful, but that's not enough for the media. They want to hear the magic R word. They cannot achieve boner status without the mention of the magic R word. Please, Tim, please give me an erection. I'm begging you. Say it. Say the word we want to hear. Give it to me. Watch for yourself.
Yeah, he just made a, disrespectful comment. Basically was, trying to call me Jackie Robinson. Like, what's up, Jackie? I don't play like that, but, he made a comment and, it was disrespectful. And I don't think it was called for. It was unnecessary.
You call it disrespectful. Tony just said it was racist. Is that accurate?
Yeah. Same along that same line, yeah.
Can you say what he said?
You said what?
Can you say what he said?
I just said it.
So according to Tim Anderson, Josh Donaldson calling him Jackie is disrespectful and it's racist. Are you following me so far? Jackie equals disrespect and the mythical R word. Why don't we go ahead and add hypocrisy to the mix? We're going to have us a nice woke smoothie on this Sunday afternoon. Take a little bit of disrespect, mix in a little bit of racism, top it off with hypocrisy. You have yourself the average episode of Garbage Time with Bomani Jones. Let's go back to 2019 again. Tim Anderson, once again at the center of another bench-clearing brawl. Kansas City Royals pitcher Brad Keller, he hits Tim Anderson with a pitch. This instantly triggers him. How dare that white man hit me with a baseball? In his fit of rage, Tim Anderson, the supposed victim of racism, uses a derogatory racial term when describing Brad Keller. He called him the N-word. Now let me ask you this. Has anyone else brought this up when talking about what happened yesterday? I want you to do something for me. Go read a couple of articles from the mainstream media on the Jackie incident from yesterday. I read 6, 7, maybe even 8 articles preparing for this video. ESPN, USA Today, Yahoo Sports, AFP, CNN, CBS Sports, the usual woke suspects. Not one time was Tim Anderson's own violation of the first woke commandment mentioned. Not once. Why does it take me, some dumbass sitting in a makeshift studio in his house, why does it take me to bring this up? I can't even take the credit for it. It was actually brought to my attention by Edgar, one of the viewers in my audience. You already know why the media will not mention this. It doesn't fit the narrative. Tim Anderson is the victim right now. We can't use his past violations against him. We must feel sorry for him. He's a black man in a white man's sport. It is going to be interesting to see how Rob Manfred handles this situation. For one, Josh Donaldson apologized for being disrespectful. That is mistake number 1. You never apologize to a social justice warrior or a victimizer. Like I've said before, men fuck around with each other. That's what we do. He's been calling Tim Anderson Jackie for 3 years now. There was no need to apologize. Rob Manfred is going to be pressured to suspend Josh Donaldson. It's going to be interesting to see what he does. Tim Anderson was actually suspended 1 game in 2019 for actually using a racial term. Rob Manfred, he doesn't have any wiggle room right now. Major League Baseball has bled all the viewers they can bleed. You only had the diehards left watching, which consist mostly of old white men. Rob Manfred, he finds himself in a position where he can alienate his core audience or piss off the useless woke media. The last time he alienated his audience to appease the media by moving the All-Star game from Atlanta to Denver, it blew up in his face. Rob Manfred, he still hasn't recovered from that bullshit. The decision to me here is simple. Move on, do nothing. Now, whether or not Rob Manfred handles it that way, I don't know, but I doubt it. Well, let me know what you think. Jackie, the new racist term. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.